I was walking down the street the other day, taking in the sights. On my way to visit you, I bumped into an old high school friend I hadn't seen in years. He wasn't looking no too good, oh no. He needed some potluck, oh potluck. Potluck, oh now to see him through alright. He needed some potluck, oh potluck. I like to watch the ponies run around the track every now and then. Oh, such power and grace. I put my money down on number 5 to win, place, and show. I sit back down and I pray for a little potluck, oh potluck. Potluck going out to see me through sometime. I need a little potluck, oh potluck, alright. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-bop. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-da-boom, ba-da-da-da-boom. Potluck, boom, boom, diddle-da-boom, boom, ba-diddle-da-boom, boom. Potluck, boom, boom, diddle-da-boom, boom, ba-diddle-da-boom, boom. Potluck, boom, boom, diddle-da-boom, boom, ba-diddle-da-da-da-da-boom. Now you and me, girl, we've been together for many a year. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. When a little bit of luck comes our way, we jump for joy. Oh, you can hear us sing. Thank you for the potluck, oh potluck. Potluck going out to see us through sometime. We need a little potluck, oh potluck. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-bop. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-boom, boom. Potluck, boom, boom, diddle-da-dum, dum, da-diddle-da-da-da-da. Potluck, boom, down, diddle-da-dum, dum, da-diddle-da-da-da-da-boom. Potluck, boom, down, diddle-da-boom, boom, ba-diddle-da-da-da-da-boom, boom. We need a little potluck, oh potluck, all right. Potluck on now to see us through. Potluck, oh potluck. I say, freight train, going so fast. Freight train, oh, going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps out rolling on. Don't know where I'm headed for. Makes no difference, I say.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Duncan Showroom for Eugene Smith's Travels and Tales. I can't hear what's going on. My name's Bill Levity. This is edition number 26, and we're sure glad to be here in the year 2021 after that crazy COVID year. Apparently it's still going on out there, Gene. I don't know. How are you doing, sir? You had a good holiday?
My holiday was very, very good, actually.
Good, because
yes.
you went to...
But
are we allowed to say that?
Hmm?
We're allowed to say that, I
You can
guess.
say whatever you want, Bill.
He traveled all the way to Ontario to see his lady,
And I'm back.
Victoria.
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 Yeah,
And
it was fun. Celebrated New Year's by having clams and champagne.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. Do those two go well together gastronomically?
It did for me.
It worked all right. And I hear it's a bit, it's kind of good for the libido as well. Is that true?
Let's Billy.
Well, we're talking
This is
about your
14.
partner.
Although the show is 14 plus, right?
14 plus. Okay, never mind that. I think we'll just pass that question.
Yeah, it was good. We had the flying was excellent with Air Canada, as far as I'm concerned. It was very good.
Safe.
It's very safe, and yeah, people wearing masks, no food, and
Good.
they wand you up and down 2 or 3 times, take your temperature and all that stuff.
They wand you. Oh, that's the. What does that one do? It's
Well,
not
they
like
have this. They have this new. The fella told me it was something new they were doing, and
a heat-seeking wand.
I guess to seek out bacteria,
Wow.
viruses, or whatever, you know. And then when you get on the plane, they also have a video to show you how they spray everything down and everything else.
good.
They show you wiping stuff down.
Bringing,
So that-
assuaging your fears.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
don't
So it
worry.
was very good. I really appreciate it. Could you turn me up just a bit, please,
And Toronto Airport
Trevor?
wasn't too
There,
crazy.
please. Thank you very much. There we go.
Well,
And-
we're sure glad to have you back. And
Excuse me, just 1 second,
oh,
Billy,
sure,
please.
sure, fella.
This microphone for the kalimba. Yeah, it's not. We're just fixing things, folks. It's been a while.
We're just getting it tuned up, and just occurs to me that people can't see what you're doing. Maybe you could hold your kalimba up
Not
because
now.
it's hidden by the table. He's
There-
not just
there it
playing with a
be.
zipper. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, 14 plus now.
Oh, right. No, I just thought they'd be curious because they've got that table there. So if you haven't seen a kalimba before,
Yes.
and you've been writing a lot with that, or you've been playing it a lot, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got this other one on the. I've got this new one on the way. I've got one verse. So
Ooh, a new song.
yeah, a new song. I'll just give you one little tiny tidbit of it. Oh, ba-doo, bop, doo, bop, 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 boop, ba-dup. All right. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, bop, 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 bop. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo ba ba doo ba doo doo ba ba doo ba doo ba bum 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 bum. Well, I've been pining, girl, now a day and night since you've been gone. Oh, wondering what happened in the mix. So where did we go wrong? We had the world by the tail with another kick at the can. Oh, come back, come back, come back, girl. Help me understand. Now, I knock at the door and I'm hoping it's you. I open it up and you're standing there looking good. Oh, looking good. I say, come on, girl, come on in, we'll talk a while. Then you give me a great big smile. Oh, big smile. Yeah. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Oh, bum, 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 ba-do-da-da-da, bum, bum, bum.
Well, that's just beautiful. That's what we call a snippet.
A little snippet.
Teaser. A teaser.
A teaser, yes.
Right. And, well, how did you notice the mood of people in Ontario? I mean, I know you, like me, you like to see people smile, but were people looking at each other? And
Well, I didn't get out much. So
no, that was probably better, but
the
yeah.
people that I did come in contact with, they seem to be pretty good, in
Good.
good spirits, and trying to do the right thing and to keep it going,
Keep
Yeah.
life going. Keep the health going. There we go. Good. Well, was that the song, or do you want to do another?
No,
actual
that
song?
was it. That was
That
it.
was it,
That was
okay.
it for now.
Well,
because we've got a special.
We have a
guest.
special guest today on issue number 26 of Eugene's Tales and Travels. Let's go over who we've had before. Gene, we had Don Wilkie just before Christmas.
Yeah,
We had Paul Rozelle,
Chris Whiteley,
Chris Whiteley, and that's 3.
Malachi.
We had Malachi. That's right. That was exciting.
Yep.
4. I think that's it so far.
I've had 4.
You haven't forgotten anybody?
that's it.
Good. And future guests might be Zach Cohen's coming on.
Yes,
The
next week actually.
wonderful musician and producer, studio owner of Woodshop Recording
Studios. Yes,
Yeah.
excellent studio.
Yeah, it's an excellent studio, and also in the future, sometime Ed Peekikoot, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd
A
be
real
nice if we got
gentleman,
Ed.
classy guy.
And Louis Lawless said he'd come out
Good.
and
'cause
talk about the movies
the
that
movies.
he's producing and directing.
Nice. We're not just about the musicians, but
Well, it's the arts.
the arts, right? The broader spectrum. So, without further ado, we'd like to introduce the host of this venue and longtime musical entrepreneur in the Valley. I, in fact, was lucky enough to be at his first musical show. It was 1985, I think we figured, John, maybe 86. And Willie P. Bennett played just down the street from here on Station Street in Duncan. It was at a coffee shop. I can't remember the name of the shop. John will tell you. And I had a wonderful relationship with him. What is it? That's over 35 years now I've known John, I guess.
Wow.
And worked with him. Did a lot of schlepping of gear, emceeing for him, getting to open for many great performers. And it's been a wonderful friendship. And you yourself have known him for a long time.
For at
You
least
wouldn't be here without John.
about 21 years
21
now, 22 years. Yeah.
Right?
Yep, he got me to come over here. Well, he gave me a card of his when I met him in Kingston.
Right?
And when I got over here to Vancouver, I didn't have anywhere to go, so I phoned him up, and he says, "You probably will never want to leave." And so far, he's been
So
right.
true. Well, let's not torture him. Bring him out. Mr. Longevity John.
Yes.
Come on out. Hi.
Longevity.
There he is. A well-known face in the Valley and across Canada, in fact, John. I think John, well, he used to travel a lot more, but maybe knows more people across Canada than most.
I was a traveling leather salesman.
That's
I would everything I could fit into a small suitcase, and I could travel across the country and do leather work wherever I went. And I used to do that quite a bit. So I got to live in a lot of different communities. But then I stopped here, as I warned you, Eugene.
Yeah.
And as you can see, for all those that are in there, have been here before, I've gathered a bit more stuff since.
You've been collecting stuff.
I remember you made me a belt once.
Yeah.
Over 21 years ago.
You still got it, right?
And, well, it fell apart.
Oh, don't say that on air.
No, don't say that on air.
I got people who are coming up to me, I've had this belt for 30 years, 40 years, 20 years. Well, should you be giving me some more money?
That's
Or
right.
why don't you order another color?
Longevity payments. That's right.
Yeah, I had that belt for quite a number of years.
cool.
Yeah, it didn't fall apart.
Well,
Jeff.
that's
I
right.
just-
No, because see, I had this model for the longest time. As long as you can find me, I'll fix it.
That's good.
And I would
That's so
travel a
you.
lot. So I was hard
So
to
you.
actually pin down until I actually settled in Duncan.
Right.
Try and find me.
I remember the early days of being in the house in Gibbons, and the CBC would be on, or you'd be playing some CD from one of the artists that you knew, and you'd be working in the leather, and those were just great days in that shop with all the leather.
It was a
bits hanging
beautiful
and-
little shop.
Was a
I had it
beautiful
set up so that my bedroom, which was in the living room, was set up in such a way that, and I'd leave the light on in the leather shop so I could look at it all night long in case I woke up. I never got the urge to go do some leather work.
Right.
I knew it was there. And you
Nice.
know what? And that whole time I was there, never once did I ever get up late at night and go do it. But I knew it was there and that I could do it. Right?
Nice.
So John, when I first moved here, the first place I experienced your venue was Vimy Hall.
Vimy Hall, the wonderful Vimy Hall.
Yeah. So what was going on before Vimy Hall? Like you must.
Well,
have-
what I was going through this a while back, and I realized that Irene's Pub in Ottawa. You played Irene's.
Yes, I did. Yes.
I had a leather shop below that. Before the leather shop opened up, and before Irene's opened up, I helped introduce Ron, who owned the building and was doing the bar, designing the bar. I offered him, a friend of mine went to work for him who stayed at my house, right? So I had an integral part with that bar right from the very beginning. Matter of fact, I remember giving the bartender enough money so he could go buy a case of beer so he could serve me. because we wanted to keep the place open. Right? And now it is one of the most flourishing music spots in Canada. I think it's a wonderful place for Ottawa to have.
Yeah.
Wakefield is really nice. The Black Sheep's a wonderful pub, and it is where it is, and it is what it is. But Irene's has got its own thing. And as a matter of fact, I think one of the first concerts ever to go on in there was Willie P. Bennett,
Really?
and I put that concert on.
Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
And that was sort of my introduction to putting on concerts, was doing that one. And then we went on a tour. Willie said, "Look, I'll pay for the gas. You supply the car, and we'll do this cross country tour, and you can be my driver and do all the things you got to do." Right? I said, "Not a problem." So we got in the station wagon, away we went, and it was a wonderful trip. But I got out here, enjoyed it so much, and went back that I came back out here again. Right. Oh yeah, when we actually got back to Ottawa, and I dropped him off, I said, "Well, should I buy the car?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I told the guy I was taking it for a test drive 6 weeks ago." We had some fun. So that's sort of. Once I got out here, Willie was one of the first people I did. And then Vimy Hall was this beautiful community hall, which is just like, there was, if you've ever been to Denman Island,
Right.
Denman Island has one of the most organic, beautiful halls I've ever seen in my life. I never actually made it to the Hornby halls, but the one on Denman was just so unique and so put together. And Victor put that together, right? And just the community that came together. So I tried to bring that atmosphere down to here. And put it, instill it, as well as what Vimy Community Hall had been to the locals, right?
Yeah.
There was a rites of passage that you got to throw up there before you were 15. At 3 o'clock in the morning, yelling and hooting in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, I played in Vimy.
But when we would take it over and we would make it into a community hall, right?
Yeah.
And you were one of the people that played there, yes.
Yeah, because on Denman Island, I played at that hall with the Valiants.
Yeah. Isn't it a great hall?
Yeah, it was an excellent hall. Yeah.
Right, and because of the location, I think it actually get people to, some big names used to go to that hall, so it was kind of neat to see that happen.
I remember one time, John, you phoned me up and you said you had to come down and hear this girl sing, and it was Serena Ryder. And you said you got to come down and hear this girl. So you remember you phoned me? And I went. It was at that church. At the church. Yeah. And so I came out and she was wonderful. She really, you were right about her singing and what she could do. And then after that, I didn't hear anything more. And one day I turned on the TV and there she was on Sesame Street.
Yeah, it was really nice. Serena was just here last year when we could still do shows in the fall last year. And she made sure I had complimentary tickets to get in, so I appreciate that. Okay. And while I was there, she gave us a really big shout out from being there when she was younger, right?
Yeah.
And that was, again, Willie P. and Pat Temple had both said, "Hey, this gal's got something. Take care of her," right? So when she came out, I said, "Look, you're part of the family,
Yeah.
And she always has been part of the family. And it's neat to see her, her career go. I mean, at 15, 16 years old, she was in 5 bands.
5.
Yeah.
Wow.
In Peterborough. So I mean, she was on her, on the go, and has something unique, and she's doing some great songwriting. She's really grabbed it. That whole industry thing, she's got it. She's working it well.
I was looking through some of my cache of newspaper articles and remembering the days when you were booking, as far and wide as Nanaimo, the Wild Roots. Sorry, we went out to Tofino a few times. Of course,
we had a little tour there.
Tour.
The Longevity Job Musical Treats, where we would actually play Duncan, Nanaimo, Tofino, Powell River, Gibson's. And then we managed to get there's a place, the Main Street, no, not the Main, the Marine Club. It's just around the corner from the Railroad Club.
Oh, yes, you're right.
So it was a lesser of a place than the railway, right? But I remember taking Lynn Miles in there, and they had a piano. And no one really realized that night what a concert we got. As a matter of fact, Gleno, bless his soul, he's passed away. He actually recorded that night. That was a neat thing because I had Gleno with me, right? So we would take this really strong production, take it into little communities and play for 20 to 30 people who had no idea what they were getting, and they would just walk away blown away. So it was kind of a fun thing to do as a presenter, right? taking chances. We never made a lot of money, or did we make any money?
Yeah.
How did we do that? I can't remember.
How did you make
But
it
everyone
go?
who went on those tours, I mean, Joe Hall, amazing
Continental
character.
Drift. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, wonderful Joe Hall. So we just took people out. Willie was one of them. Willie gave me the ability to sort of plow through anywhere I wanted to go, right? Because I knew that he could carry it.
Yeah.
And he did. I remember playing the Queens one time, and Monty and his band opened up for them, and there was three people in the audience, and they had to go back to Gabriola to catch the ferry. But they were big fans of Willie's, and they just happened to find out that he was there, so they stayed. And I remember Larry at the Queens coming up afterwards and said to Willie, he says, "Well, man, you're such a professional. You gave it up 110%. Like you were there."
Yeah,
And there was no one there. He said, and so he had so much respect for him. So I knew I could, there's a lot of things. Matter of fact, the whole concept of the Duncan Showroom was because of Willie P. Bennett.
Could you tell me how you were able to get Dan Hill and Murray McLaughlin into your...
Well, Murray just, when we were at the garage, we were able to, there was a little thing that went around on CBC about the most popular, or the best venues in Canada.
Yeah.
And we made it to the top 20.
Nice.
We beat out the Commodore.
Wow.
And that's all on boating or wherever it was. Right? And it was kind of neat because it sort of carried us a lot. And because we were a small venue that catered, it wasn't about the alcohol, it was about the performance.
Yeah.
And it just sort of happened that I was friends with some agents, and Murray was available. And he had an open. Same as the Good Brothers played there. That's how I met Georgia. It was because of the Good Brothers played Thanksgiving. They had 2 days off, a Friday and a Sunday, in between things. So I said, "Sure, I'll take it." Right. So we happened to be one of those places that, when you needed that, we weren't the destination showcase, but if you ever needed to have that extra show, we were always there and made sure that the production was always as good as it could be, and that everyone had a good time. Right? So Murray and Dan Hill, well, John Hatfield from
For the Love of Words.
For the Love of Words, a big performer on there. He grew up beside Dan Hill. So he ended up being a sort of a roadie side, not a roadie, but sort of that managed. What do you call him?
Tour manager?
Tour manager.
Yeah.
In charge of a lot of things. So he would ask him to go out with him and do that, because John at one time had managed Jerry Doucette.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
No, that's a
So he
big...
did Jerry Doucette. Then he went into working on the floor of the stock exchange.
That's a weird transition, eh? Yeah.
And then he came back to working with Dan Hill and writing songs.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's a
You
good
never
life.
know.
Yeah.
Speaking of writing songs and music, you brought a banjo. over
Well, I'll
there.
tell you what.
What's
Most people
going on?
ask the question. Well, so they always ask me, like, "What instrument do you play?" You're so involved with music. You're so enthusiastic. What is it you play? And years ago, when I was in Ottawa, I was at the Folklore Center, and I happened to look in this little booth they had, this little display case, and I saw what was called a humanitone at the time, but now they're just called nose flutes, but they were called a humanitone. It's just a small piece of plastic. And I became so enamored with it that I bought 5,000 of them. And attempted to sell them and become the nose flautist of the and show people and encourage people to play. But it never was much of a musical venture. I mean, a money-making venture. It was a lot of fun. So it got to a point that over the years, all the musicians who would be touring across the country and coming to the showroom, by the end of the night, I would make sure that they had nose flutes. I mean,
Yeah,
first
I've
of all,
got-
they'd be all blown away by the whole idea of what we were doing. And at the end of the night, when they thought they had seen it all right, then you pull out the nose flutes and you give it to them. And I know many a band would get to maybe Kamloops, Revelstoke, and be just cursing me when you got 4 or 5 people in a band all playing the nose flute. What song is this? What song is that? But for those who don't know what a nose flute is, it's an instrument that when you put it underneath your nose and blow out your nose, and use your mouth as a sound chamber, you can make all sorts of wonderful sounds.
That's beautiful. better
No one
than a
ever wants to
trombone.
borrow my instrument.
No.
You know?
No, I can understand why.
You know, and
Especially nowadays.
and a lot of people say it's not music.
Oh,
It's not music.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's
Yeah.
not. Oh,
you had to
jeez.
go
Hey,
there.
just a
And-
minute. There's all sorts of great
He's,
songs.
he's on a roll,
No,
folks.
nobody knows you. God only knows. You know. Oh. Life is a nose, and you better not pick. Sorry. These are great hits. You can be playing on. Oh, here's one of my favorites.
Oh,
Now, the one thing about this one is I do an excerpt, a lot of excerpts, but I gave these to a young kid. You know Richard Wright, who used to be down here working
Yes.
with Folk Hill, and now is up at the outside of Wells.
Is that where he is? Oh, no, you're thinking Bob, right? But
No.
Richard went up there too.
Richard ran
To
in
Barkerville.
Barkerville.
Right.
He runs the theater up there.
Oh, of course.
They bought
yeah.
some of our theater seats. They have some of
Right.
our theater seats are up there,
Right.
and they brought a show down, and I gave one to the young piano player went up there. Now he is quite the musician, and he has taken this to another level. I've heard what he does. He
Yeah.
does a whole bunch of Tchaikovsky and all sorts
Oh,
of
my Lord.
Oh,
whereas I just do. See, isn't it just
Oh, that's beautiful. The tone. The
You know
tone.
what's
is
also good?
easy.
If you're in the if you're in a checkout counter at the grocery store, you back up.
He wreaks
I used to,
havoc.
no, the thing was for years, Mark. What was Mark's last name? I was trying to remember. A wonderful. He was out of Sagoma.
Mark Berry.
Mark Berry.
Yeah.
Another man of color.
Another man of color.
A
A
jeweler,
very
wasn't he?
good artist. A very
Jeweler?
good person who worked with
I remember Mark. Yeah.
silver.
Yeah.
He worked with
Yeah,
silver,
yeah.
and he made me the only sterling silver nose flute
Oh,
in
God.
captivity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And no, but the problem was I wore it all the time.
Mm.
So I slept on everything. So eventually it would just start to open up a little bit, right?
Oh.
So it started getting a little crack and it was hard. We've got it back. It's been fixed by someone who did a really good job, but it still doesn't shake. So I don't get the same full richness of. You could skate to that. Could you remember?
You
how
could skate.
Anyway,
You and Taller Creston.
So
Right.
that's really good, John. So people can still buy them.
you can buy them.
online?
They're out there. You can go on just look up nose flute. Like there's, oh, this is a great one. The little story that goes with it. A guy came over and gave me a wooden nose flute because he had the Vancouver Nose Flute Orchestra.
Oh, no.
And what he did, he used to use them for counseling sessions, right? How to open up and everything. Because instead of sitting on balloons, if you got to learn how to blow out your nose and make a fool of yourself until you get it right. And once you get it, it's very rewarding, right? Like you could take a bunch of kids, give them to them, and the one kid whoever gets it first becomes the hero.
Uh-huh.
And you see the whole dichotomy of everybody change, right? It's kind of neat. Anyway,
I was
so I
ju-
got to get back to this point. Was that he got the chance to do a commercial in Vancouver, and what they did was it was a Swedish advertising company got a hold of him and said, "Can we come over and film you playing your nose flute in various like going over the Lionsgate Bridge
Right.
and playing his nose flute back when you know."
And they were
distraction.
filming.
And they were filming him, and they did also, and they put him in this commercial. And what they did was they took him over, flew him and his wife and his daughter over to Sweden for the inaugural opening, the grand opening of this new product,
Wow.
right? Which was a nasal spray.
Oh, my Lord. That
If
makes
you
sense.
use this nasal spray, you would never miss a performance playing as a performer in the Swedish Nose Flute Orchestra.
Talk about
Snore,
synchronicity,
right?
yeah.
Now, the one thing about this, which was great, was there was nobody really in snore, right?
Yeah.
But that was in October. They did this, or late September, early October, when they did the initial thing. And by February, they had 33,000 registered nose flautists in Sweden.
Oh,
Wow.
my Lord.
Holy
Wow.
Jesus.
See, so it's just this close.
Bigger than folk
It's just
music.
this close to making a break, right?
Wow.
Like after today, everyone watching this is going to trying to get a hold of me to sell, sell notes. But you can get them online, and it's so much fun. No manual dexterity required at all.
I was just picturing what it would be like if Jimmy Durante or Carl Malden was using.
It doesn't matter about the size of your instrument. No, it's not. But one thing, very quickly.
So I was going to say, John, maybe you could send us off with something on the banjo, because you.
Well, what it is someone gave me this banjo. Someone just after the Willie P. Bennett, who used to live behind a volume bookstore.
Oh.
And he had that little house.
Yeah, yeah.
So he gave it to me, and Pat Temple actually has the sister to this one.
Yeah.
Came from Salt Spring. So I learned 3 chords years ago, and I just kind of. Nope. Stage fright. Oh my God. Well, no, well. I have this thing about music boxes. Anyway, that was a little riff that I got that I play a lot, and I ripped my fingers open doing it. But I'll see if I can get back to this one. No, forget it.
It is a little nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, at least you're trying, John.
Well, no, that's the whole thing about it. Was that what I wanted to bring out is it's not whether or not you play an instrument well. It's that you try it, right? And you do it, and you find out something about it. Like the other day, I sat here and practiced for an hour to be up here. Matter of fact, lost all my jam that day. but I had a lot of fun, and I was doing it for me. I wasn't doing. I knew I wasn't going to get up and perform for thousands of people. But anyone who, if you haven't taken up an instrument, do so. And that's what's so nice about the nose flute. Music becomes inclusive to everybody. As I said, manual dexterity is not required. Not like speaking of manual dexterity, we're about to get a little episode here of what someone can do with their fingers and a finger piano. What's it actually called? It's called a kalimba.
A
right?
kalimba, yes, John.
Wow.
Can we move the table?
Let's have a big hand for Mr. Longevity John, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a big hand.
I think we should have back, Gene.
Big hand.
A few weeks down the road, we should have John back. So many stories and tales. But thank you for coming.
One of the best things that's happened to me.
What's up?
This guy took me up on the offer.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Eugene, for being here. Because you know what? This guy makes the finest apple pies in the world. So good that I am actually willing to share it with Georgia.
You're starting to share it
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's too good just to be taken in by one person.
Well, we just. Are you up there, Trevor? Anybody tuning in?
Oh, there's been lots of people.
He may not be on the
You were
YouTube
late? We got told you were late?
We weren't late.
Shh, shush. Technicalities.
We got Victoria Slager, Carol Gordon.
All right.
Got Fresh Pete Air. Oh boy, there's Joe Gancher.
Nice.
Is in here. Got quite a few.
Okay.
We brought them forward into the new year, Gene.
Yeah, we brought
Good.
them.
I made it.
Episode number 26.
26.
The Bill Levity and Eugene Smith. Talking. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel along, singing a song side by side. Well, we don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow. We'll travel the road, sharing the load side by side. I say through all kinds of weather. What if the sky should fall? Well, as long as we're together, it really doesn't matter at all. Oh no, when we've all had our troubles and parted, we'll be the same as we started. Well, we'll travel along, singing a song side by side. Well, we'll travel along, singing a song side by side. Well, we'll travel along, singing a song I said side. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Side. Yeah, 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 yeah. Side. Oh, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Side by side. Yeah.
All right, that is Mr. Eugene
See you,
Smith.
folks.
See you, folks, and our guest, Longevity John. Thanks, Longevity, host of this wonderful venue. Do tune in for many shows and events that he puts on here. My name is Bill Levity. We'll be back next week with Zach Cohen of Woodshop Recording Studios. A
Bye, everybody.
little nose flute outro. Thanks, everybody. Nice. Bye.
Y'all take care.
Y'all take care. I see freight train, going so fast. Freight train, oh, going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps on rolling on. Don't know where I'm headed for. Makes no difference, I say, anymore. Well, I got no future, and I've got no home. Can't do nothing now but roam. Well, I say, freight train, going so fast. Freight train, oh, now going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps a rolling on. When my baby left my side, something deep I say inside me died. Well, I've got to keep moving on till the memories of her are gone. Well, I say, freight train, going so fast. Freight train, yeah, going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps a rolling on. When I die, bury me please, way down at the end of old Chestnut Street. Well, I say poplars and on my head and feet. Tell her that I've gone to sleep. Well, I say freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps a rolling on. Well, I say I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps a rolling on. Well, the train keeps rolling on. Well, the train keeps rolling on and 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 on. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, bam, bam, bum, bum, boom, boom, boom. Whoa, woman, oh, woman, don't you treat me so mean? You're the meanest woman I've ever seen. Guess if you say so, well, I'll have to pack my bags and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come